Good afternoon everybody, welcome back to the channel, thanks very much indeed for tuning in. Today I am back over at BMW in WITHAM, the newly changed dealership now to Sycamore BMW, changed over from Canon BMW, and I've been waiting for this for some time actually, but today I'm out on the brand new 2023 R1250R. What's interesting for me is the bike's also telling me that I've got 225 miles to travel. On a full tank. And I've never seen 223 or 225 miles on my own 1250R. So it'll be interesting to see long term if it actually does that. But I've only got it for a few hours today, so I'm not going to be doing lots and lots of miles, just looking out for bad road in front of me, trying not to go down any cracks. The winter really has taken it out on these roads. Now I'm in economy mode, and that's a new mode for 2023, and it really does reduce the throttle response quite a lot actually, even more so than rain. That's quite interesting. And it makes the bike even more tame for any of you riders that are going to get onto a big bike for the first time. Eco mode's actually quite a decent mode for a new big bike rider. So I like that idea. It's very, very good indeed. So big thanks to Sycamore BMW in WITHAM for allowing me out on this bike today. As I said, I've been waiting for a while to get onto this bike. Obviously this bike was launched back in October 2022. But as any of you may know, the English weather is awful October through to February, and today is the 15th of March and it's the first dry day in a while, so I thought I'd take the afternoon off work and pop down to my local BMW dealership in WITHAM and take this bike out for a ride. One other thing this bike has got as an addition is heated seats, and I can tell you right now my bum is very happy for that. It is only 9 degrees out here, which is still pretty nippy for riding a motorbike here in the UK with a little bit of wind. So the heated seats are lovely. Let's see, I'll stick the cruise control on, and then I can see what we've got for the seats. So we've got grip heating and seat heating. And we've got 5 levels of heat for the seats, as expected. I thought I was going to find that. And the grip heating is also on at the moment, but I've got my thick winter gloves on, so I can't really feel the heat from the grips. But straight off the bat, guys, if you own an R1200R or an R1250R, the seating position is very similar, very comfortable and very, very familiar. This bike they've given me has got a sports bar, which means I'm slanted forward just a bit more and slightly more aggressive, but even with the sports bar it's still a very comfortable place to be. 63 miles an hour, 64 miles an hour down the A12, and yeah, no problems at all. And like I say, I'm in eco mode, which when you pull away you notice you really have to turn the throttle a bit more to get what you want out of her. So apart from the eco mode, apart from the heated seats, which is an additional extra, apart from the bar, which is an additional extra, this bike does come with a brand new light, which I'll show you when we do the bike walk around. We're not going to do any night riding, but the new LED headlight does move as the bike leans. This sport model is equipped with a quick shifter. The mirrors are the same, the screen is the same, It's all very, very similar. I'm just going to change modes out of Eco. And what other modes have we got? We've got Road, we've got Rain, we've got Dynamic, and then, oh, we haven't got Dynamic Pro, that's interesting. Which is where you can do your own, but anyway. We can get on with it now in Dynamic. Eco mode, actually the chap at the dealership did say he does a lot of riding and he does stick it in Eco mode, and he thinks it makes a bit of a difference, uses slightly less fuel on his monthly commute, which he says to me is about 2,000 miles. That's a long commute on a motorbike. Motorway riding, no problem at all, super comfortable, as you would expect. Nice upright position. Very, very, very similar to my own R1250R. And for all intents and purposes, it really is the same bike, in as much as that the engine's the same 1250 boxer engine, shift cam technology. So it'll be interesting to see my points of view of whether it's worth changing my bike or keeping my bike. But we will do a bit where I will show you both bikes next to each other, stationary, and you can see the differences between the two bikes. We'll do that when we get back home. So, motorway riding for the R1250R SE, as they're calling it, in this blue and white and red. Quite nice colours, very nice colour this is, I like it. Yeah, no problems at all, as you would expect. Easy peasy, easy peasy. Oh, but the seat heating, that is revolutionary. It's just awesome. My bum is warm and I'm loving it. Oh, you only used to get these on the GS or the more posh models. I don't think they did heated seats on this bike, but God, you put a heated seat on this. The pillion seat's heated as well, so my girlfriend will love that, won't she? Oh yes, yes indeed she will. Now, I've gone the wrong way. I'm going the wrong way. I always do the same route, guys, when we do these things, from the BMW dealership into Chelmsford, so I'll go back round so you can see this new bit of the Boreham interchange that they've developed. I've got to gonna go all the way around, guys. If you want to do this, but I think going out that way. Yeah, so this is all brand new. They're still developing it. And if you come here for the first time in a long time and not used to this, it's a little bit confusing as to where you're supposed to go. Yeah. Anyway. It's good that they're investing into the infrastructure. Like I say, I'm in dynamic mode now, and I've got to be honest, that's where I keep my bike all the time. Oh, I could have gone that way. Let's see. I just told you that I got confused, and I get confused. Well, that's the slip road there that I could have taken instead of going all the way around. But we'll go all the way around, it's fine. I can let you know what it's like on roundabouts, can't I? It's awesome on roundabouts. This underrated motorcycle. And I want to tell you, just as I was telling the new guys at BMW, out of all the motorbikes I've ridden, out of the Super Duke and the GS's and the Super Adventure KTM, the 1290, out of all of the bikes, this still is my absolute favourite. Well, my 2019 version is my absolute favourite, but it rides exactly the same, guys. It rides absolutely the same. You've still got the gear limiter flashing up in the middle of the screen. You've got the engine braking. The quick shift is awesome. I am clutching at the moment. I don't know why I'm clutching, but you know, I enjoy clutching sometimes. I don't know why. When you've got the quick shifter, but you can't use the quick shifter in every single situation when you're changing gears. Off the line. Well, yeah, she's quick. Self-cancelling indicators, I believe. But as always, guys, cancel your own indicators. You know, you're indicating left and you're not turning left, and guess what? The car's going to pull out in front of you and smack. So always cancel your own indicators. Always look for that. absolute joy to be out here today. Loving it. The weather's been awful. I think I alluded to that earlier. It's been so cold and wet and dreary and depressing. Just getting out on the bike, it just lifts you, doesn't it? It's lovely. So, yeah. This is, for all intents and purposes, this is the R1250R that was, which came out, was it 2019 it came out, 2018? I don't know when it first came out, but well, there you go, you pull it out in front of me tomorrow. Yeah, it's the same bike as the 2019 model anyway. To ride, the feel of it. This has just got a few extra standard bits of kit. And I think the price is the same as well. So they've not increased the price, but they have changed the light and put a few other standard bits and pieces on the bike, as I say, which I'll go through with you on the motorbike walk around on the green. Oh look, it's a Mustang. It's a Mustang. So we've done the motorway, we've done a bit of 30s and 40s. You going to cancel? I don't think it oh, it has, yeah. So it does cancel after about 15 blips, which sometimes isn't quick enough when you're kind of doing town riding especially. If you're doing motorway riding, that's not too bad, but in town, 15 blips can be the difference between you going past a junction and being okay, and you're going past a junction and not being okay. Now, again, the cruise control on the BMW's really easy, and I love it. This situation here, we just got the button to push and it sets. It's the easiest cruise control I've found on any, between KTM, Triumph, BMW. The cruise control on BMW is much better. I love the switchgear as well. The switchgear is exactly the same. We've got an SOS button here as well, over here. Oh, look at that. See, look. Out of nowhere. Ooh. And because that truck's parked where it's parked, they can't see when they're pulling out, so they have to pull out. So dangerous. People are just so selfish where they park, aren't they? It's annoying. Anyway, don't get me started. And we've got the cradle for the sat-nav, which BMW sat-nav. Some people really love the BMW sat-nav. It's okay, I've got one, but it's not brilliant, and where I don't use it that much, sometimes the battery's dead, and sometimes it turns on, and sometimes it doesn't. And to be honest, I just use my phone in the end, hooked up to my lid, and I can listen to the instructions as I'm riding. I don't actually have to look at anything then either. So, yeah, it's okay, but I think the cradle, you know, if you could lose the cradle, and it looks a bit nicer as well. But anyway, here we are, 26 miles an hour, trundling into Chelmsford Town Centre. And, yeah, really nice. The sports handlebar, it's not really making a huge difference, to be honest. Just as comfortable as my old bike. My old bike? My bike, not my old bike. My current bike. Anybody? Say hello to anybody, mate. I'm not proud. What's this guy's got? Rat. We're gonna have a go. Let's get past the traffic. Let's get past it now. Now there is something coming here a turn where somebody may come out, but they're not coming in. Oh, God, this traffic is ruined. Look at it. Look at the state of this, everybody. And this is the beauty of a motorbike, you see. Just stroll on past all of it. This guy's blocking the road. Oh, look at that. Right the way to the front, Phil. Oh. We love motorbikes, don't we? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And even though everything's muddy, I can see through the mirrors to see what's around me, which is good. Suspension's great. Suspension's good. I'm not quite sure what it's set to, actually, the suspension. I've not looked at it. Auto and dynamic. Yeah, okay, fair enough, yes. Oh, yeah, the damping of dynamic is not great. So for the purposes of riding through town, I'll probably change it to road mode, which I've just done. Yeah, has it taken? Yes, it's taken. Lovely. Road mode. We're going to go straight on, Philip, aren't we? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Look at the lumps in the road. I'd say every year after winter here in the UK, there's lots of bumps and lumps in the road. But this year I think it's worse than ever. I don't know what they use to make roads on the continent, but in the UK I think they use biscuits mostly. Oh, we've got hill hold as well. See, there we go. Depicted by the green H. We have hill hold as well in this model, so it's got everything really that my bike's got. Maybe a little bit more, a few bits and pieces. But overall, it feels exactly like the old version of the R1250R. The 2023 version is, you know, ergonomics and balance and pace, you know, the way it behaves. It's exactly the same. And the pricing's the same as well. I'm repeating myself, I know, but the pricing is the same also. I mean, obviously, how the bike looks is obviously always a very big reason for buying or not buying. And I do like the colour of this particular sport model. It's nice, the white and blue. Very nice indeed. Let this gent get across the road. Indicate left, we'll do our usual loop. Loop the loop. Yeah, got to give way to the right, yeah. Learn your roundabouts, Phil. So, yes, no problems, guys, no problems as we meander through town, down Duke Street in Chelmsford, past the Mount County Hall and the countless food, restaurants and estate agents and bars, all sorts of stuff here in Chelmsford. It's being developed quite a lot as well. They're pedestrianising this area here. You can see that going on. So they're keeping us gas guzzlers as far away from the pedestrians as possible, which I completely agree with. Apart from when I want to come to town and get a parking space, of course. But on the bike, well, you know, guys, you can park anywhere, can't you? So you don't care. Don't care so much about parking, so I'll just park it there. Or there. Or anywhere, really. La 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 la. You can't go right. Yeah, you can't go right. I can though. Except for buses, cycles and taxis. I cycle. Well, I'm today for this purple. Do you know, when I pull out on this junction here, I always get caught at the zebra crossing. Not that it's annoying or anything, but, you know. It is what it is. Yeah, the front brake's nice and sharp. It's very good. I don't suppose there's that many miles on this bike really at this stage. So how many miles has it done? Can I see? Got full tank, full tank. I'm going to just quickly go through here a bit quick. Oh, did we like that sound? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Under the bridge. When red light shows, wait here. Okay, I will. So guys, we've done the A12, the motorway riding, no problems at all. We've done the riding in between there and town on the 30s and 40s, and that was nice and easy. Next up is going to be the bike walk around. So, I will see you on the bike walk around in just a few moments. Okay, so welcome everybody once again to the bike walk around. First and foremost, big thanks to Sycamore BMW and WITHAM for allowing me out on this bike today.
I'm going to caveat this with the fact that this was a very short notice request to take this bike out for a ride, and unfortunately the bike is absolutely filthy. So as we go around you will see that, and well, it is what it is, guys. So in front of us we have the 2023 R1250R SE Sport, and dealership were not totally sure on the cost of this exact model, but something in the region of 17k, and the pricing for this particular bike is the same as the old incarnation. So on this particular bike we have sports bars, which are an additional extra, and we have a heated seat. That's the pillion and the main rider seat, and obviously heated grips, and it's 5-phase heating, which is really, really good. I've got to tell you, at 9-10 degrees, the heated seat is a very welcome addition to this already very capable roadster. So we still have the R1250R boxer engine with the shift cam technology as its old incarnation, still 136 brake horsepower and 105 pound-feet of torque. But the standard features that weren't on this bike previously are now standard, so that must be across the range, I'm assuming. I'll double check and tell you here in text if it's different. You get dynamic traction control, ABS Pro, which is lean sensitive anti-lock system, dynamic brake control, and there's a new eco mode for riding, which well, on the face of it, it sounds like it's rubbish, but to be honest with you, it can be helpful, especially if you're doing a long commute, and also it does make the bike even more user-friendly for people stepping up onto a big bike. It's a good mode to have. It gives you an option to really get to know the bike in a more controlled and safe environment with less horsepower. You can get a cover for the pillion seat, which I'll show you in a version of later on the video, and you have got a new headlight. And the new headlight, so if we walk around to this side of the bike, you'll notice the difference of this headlight here. So you can see it's just slightly different than the previous, and I'll show you, I'll put my 2019 bike side to side on this one a bit later in this video so you can see exactly how it does look different. And within that headlight you've got an option for an adaptive situation where the headlight will turn based on where you're leaning and according to the lean angle. Okay, so that's the front of the bike. As we come round to the side of the machine, it's a very similar situation as per the old bike really. The engine's mounted in the same way. You've got the centre stand, you've also got the shaft drive, which is absolutely superb. You've got the Brembo brakes, cast wheels on this, which are pretty much the same as the old incarnation of this bike. You've got the side rails there as well, which obviously are going to be good for your luggage. BMW obviously do their own luggage, but other luggage is available, and as you know, the BMW luggage will be very expensive. This particular model, we haven't got the back rack on this bike at the moment. You've just got the rails to hold on for the pillion, but they're sufficient, and that's pretty much it really for the aesthetics of the bike. We come round, the brake light's the same, the indicators are slightly different on this machine. The LED headlights, LED flashes, but they are slightly different, and the can is the standard can, which I've got on my bike as well, and I quite like the standard can, to be honest with you. As people will know who watch my channel, I don't really care too much for aftermarket cans. You have got dynamic ESA on this particular version, as well as depicted by the gold forks. The colours available are the one we're looking at, which is Sport Racing Blue Metallic, you have Ice Grey and Triple Black. Okay, so that's the bike aesthetics, how it looks. I've already said within the video that it does ride very, very similarly, in fact exactly the same to the 2019 incarnation of this motorbike. So what we'll do now is we'll just turn the screen on and you can see what differences, if any, there are on the screen of the bike. And what I also forgot to tell you is this particular model is keyless ride, which I do love. I know it seems silly, you know, I've got a key, big deal, I've got to put it in and twist it, but having the keyless, it does make life a bit easier, especially as you've got so many things to think about as a motorbike rider. So here's the screen turning on, the same situation as before. You've got the gear bottom right, the time, you've got the mode you're in top right, and all of the information in the middle there top middle, you can see you've got a full tank of fuel. It's done 1,715 miles so far. And lots and lots and lots of information there with regards to average fuel, average speed, tyre pressure. Tyre pressure obviously only shows properly when the bike is moving. And if we take a deep dive into the screen, so the switch gear is the same, guys. We'll quickly go through that before I dive into the screen. Switch gear is the same. You've got your toggle here, you've got your menu button, you've got your suspension options there, lights, hazards, and daylight running lights, sorry, hazard lights. And then this is the cruise control. Over here you've got your SOS, you've got your starter button, you've got your mode, and your heated grips. And this is heated grips and seat on this bike, which I'll show you now actually. If I push that, and it shows you here, so we've got grips and seats. Just using the toggle, okay, up and down, and I push to the right, and it goes into what heat I want. And then if I go back, the seat heating, I can turn that up or down as well. So back to the screen, so we push down on the menu button here, push down, and the menu goes down. My vehicle, lots of information here with regards to the engine temperature, how many miles you've got to go, the voltage, the time, the bar, oil, journey, range, speed, consumption, and again that's the second set of the same information. And then any errors, any issues, what the tyre pressure should be, 2.4 and 2.9, and then you've got your service requirements as well, 5,000 miles, 5122 until we have to have a service. Okay, so that's that. Push back up on this button here, and then we go across and we've got the sports screen, which we had in the old bike also. So you've got your leaning angles and your other information there, which I never even look at, but if you want to go through that you can. You've got navigation, which you can hook up to your app, the BMW app, media for music, telephone, which my telephone is not currently hooked up to this bike, and the settings here. And again, this is very similar, if not exactly the same, to the 2019 version. Okay, so you've got your vehicle settings with regards to driving mode, pre-selection. I mean, I've got Dynamic Pro on there, look, but it's not available for some reason. So that's interesting. RDC, tyre pressure, warning light, lights, auto daytime lights, comfort turn indicator. I assume that means where it turns it off for you. And I always say, guys, even if your bike has got auto cancelling, do make sure that you cancel your own indicator. It's just a safety thing. HSC Pro manual. Not sure what that is. Shift gear light, so that will flash white at the top of the screen when it wants you to shift. Configuration, you can change the RPM of where it comes on, when it comes on, the brightness and the frequency. Oh look, there we go, look, so let's show you that. That's really interesting actually. So that's how it flashes, or it can flash. Yes, or it can flash like that. That's really quick. A bit slower, a bit slower. Interesting. Okay, and that's the menus for you guys. So again, the switchgear and the menus are pretty much exactly the same as the 2019 version. This is the bar that I've been told, so we've got a different sport bar here, which is slightly further forward and a bit flatter. So slightly more aggressive ride, but you know, I've not really noticed much of the difference. And then the main difference in the bike is the paint scheme, which I quite like this. I don't know what you think, but I really like the bike. Obviously I own the 2019 version, so I'll be biased, but yeah, everything is the same really. The gold on the brake calipers, the single disc swing arm at the back, the big engine that's coming out of the side of the bike there, really lovely boxer engine. And there's the light, you see. There's the headlight. You're not going to see it too great in this light, but at least it's on for you. Okay, got the big radiator there, the undercowl, the twin discs at the front. Oh, and there's a USB port as well. It's not USB, it's a DIN socket here for charging. And that's useful as well. You can run leads underneath the seat, which I do on my own bike. And again, like I say, you've got the rails here for your luggage, grab rails for the pillion. The seat is pretty firm, but it's good, it's comfortable. So that's pretty much it, guys, for the bike walk around on this particular machine. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the bike walk around, and obviously if you've got any comments on anything that I have said, then please do leave your comments here, and I'll come back to you as soon as possible. But just want to end the bike walk around once again with a big thank you to Sycamore BMW in WITHAM for allowing me to take this bike out. And now we're going to get back out on the road, get round some twisties, and see what she's like performing on the country lanes back into WITHAM. See you in a sec. So farewell to Rittle Green. Thank you for your service and allowing me to do the bike walk around. He's turning it so I can go. Lovely. Overall, guys, just to really summarise, this motorbike, this 2023 version of the R1250R, the sport version, is very, very similar indeed to my own sport version, 2019, 4 years older than this one. It's yeah, it's almost like a carbon copy, and it's just the updates in the technology and the front light and the fact that you can get a covering now for the pillion seat as well. So, and that kind of adds to the look of the bike potentially. But you know, other than that, everything's pretty much the same. So it's an amazing bike. But then obviously, if you've got a 1200R, if you've got a 1250R, even if you're coming from an R1200R, you'd still need to think about whether you really seriously want to spend the money on this new machine. Personally, I think if you've got an R1200R, it's probably worth it. If you love that R1200R, it's probably worth investing, and or looking at least coming and you know, taking the bike for a ride and trying her out. I think there's enough on here to definitely warrant changing that bike. But if you've got an R1250R like mine, is it worth changing the bike for that? If you're coming out of a finance deal and you've got to get a new bike anyway, you know, if you bought it on PCP and you've just got your monthlies and you can chop it in and get a new bike, then yeah, sure, you know, it's not going to cost you any more in that respect, so go ahead and change the bike. But personally, I'm not going to change my bike for this one, because my bike is pretty much exactly the same. You know, the screen's the same, the brakes are the same, the levers are the same, switch gear's the same, chassis, engine, you know, everything is pretty much the same. So in that respect, it's down to personal choice. You know, some people just like to have the most up-to-date bike, some people like to have the most up-to-date model, and that's your choice. And everyone has the choice. I mean, at the end of the day, bikes like this, they're not a necessity. They are, you know, a luxury. So you can make your own decisions with regards to that. But overall, it's still absolutely an amazing motorbike. Wonderful, wonderful machine. You know, it's one of the most underrated naked bikes that exist today, and it gets overlooked time and again. But to be honest, guys, it's an amazing machine, and you should be looking at this bike if you're thinking of, you know, investing in getting a big bike. It's definitely something you should be thinking about, no question about it at all. Just pulling in here because I've realised that my lid is not properly shut, which it is now. Good, excellent. You've got the hill hold. I've not mentioned that much, but you have got the hill hold on this machine as well. And you still know it's winter here in the UK. I mean, alright, it's spring, but you still know it's cold, because when you close your lid, I get my glasses fogging up. The lid itself doesn't fog up, but my glasses fog up. It's really annoying. Wearing glasses riding a motorbike is a real pain. I'm going to pop down the lanes now. Rude not to. Rude not to. Yeah, auto cancelling indicators worked quite well there, or did they? No, not really. They did work, but again,
I was well into the road before it cancelled. Okay, let's see the 0 to 60, shall we? Who wants to do the 0 to 60? You want to do the 0 to 60, don't you? Of course you do. Right, we'll get through the 40 and I'll stop. And then we'll see, okay? There's a 60 sign just coming up here. There's nothing behind me. So I will stop, do a dead standstill. Put her in dynamic. In dynamic. I've stopped. Then we're going to go 1, 2. Not much more than 3. Wow. Not very scientific, but I'm pretty sure that can be done in less than 3 seconds. I'm not sure what the official stats are. But yeah, super quick. Super quick. So much fun. Yeah, what a wonderful machine, really. Every time I ride my own R1250R, I just fall in love again. You know, I don't ride it much because of the weather, because of work and family commitments and whatnot, but you know, when you can get the right roads and the right weather, it's just so much fun, really. And turn right up here somewhere. Oh no, we go through the town, through the little village, and then yeah, and down some more lanes. That was a Ducati Scrambler, I do believe. Is this the Pig and Whistle? The Pig and Whistle, yes it is, yes. Just gonna take this nice and slow. Wow! Oh my goodness. Slow it down, Phil. Oh, we got up to 70 there. Yeah, very quick, guys, very capable, very easy to handle, beautiful handling, silky quick shifter, smooth quick shifter, lovely, absolutely beautiful. Just really, you know, you don't need much more. There are bikes that are faster, there are bikes that have got more horsepower, there are bikes that have got more grunt. You don't need more grunt than this. I mean, that's insane. And if you've got more grunt than this, well, you can't really use it on the road. You know, then you need to go to a track. I don't do track days personally, and you know, I'm sure they'd be great, I'm sure it'd be really fun, but you know, like the Super Duke, I mean, or the Super Duke Evo that I rode last season, you know, those bikes are amazing, but they're so quick, so quick, but not as comfortable as the R1250R. I might be sounding old, looking for comfort, Philip, but I am. I'm looking for comfort in my advancing years. So the R1250R still does it all, with a little bit of a facelift and you know, some extra bits and bobs added to the electronic suite. But overall, guys, it's the same bike. I'm gonna miss this heated seat when I get back on mine, though, I tell you. Oh, the heated seat's an absolute beauty. It's a thing of beauty. Just like this little village that I'm travelling through is an absolute thing of beauty. My wrists are hurting a little bit, actually, I've got to confess to you. So I think that's where the sports bar is coming in. I go particularly slowly, so I can't see where I'm going. I don't really want to get into trouble. with a car or anything coming the other way. Cover the brake, go wide. Yeah, beautiful little lane this is. See, there's a car coming. Easy feel. Thank you, car driver. Very kind, very considerate. Let's look at this here. Yeah, lovely. Absolutely lovely. The engine braking's there as well. If you roll off the throttle, very, very nice indeed. But yeah, my wrists are beginning to ache actually. They're beginning to hurt. I'm such an old man. So definitely the bar is different. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. If you go left, there's nice lanes. Go right, there's nice lanes. Here in Essex, we're very lucky. We've got so many great roads to ride on. Really. So many lovely lanes. Decent tarmac as well on a lot of them. I know I was moaning about the potholes earlier, but a lot of the tarmac is very good. Still very good. You know, you've got to be careful. You've got to watch where you're going, and you know, sometimes you don't want to have to watch so intently with regards to where you are putting your wheel. But on a motorbike, you've got to be so careful. It's a lot easier in cars because you've got a wider stance and four wheels. But on a motorbike, if you go down a big hole, well, it's going to be problematic. Ugh. I'm getting a cramp in my hip. Oh my god. Stand up. Oof. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Oh. Give that a break. Oh my goodness. I think I've got the low seat possibly on this bike, and that's not the best seat for me. Not at all, at all, at all. Still 9 degrees. Feels like it's getting colder to me, but yeah. Oh, quite get away there. Just let the air in so we don't mist up. The blue Ford in second gear, and again, see, you pull away in second gear, that's not a problem. It's really not an issue. Oh, take the gap. Take the gap. Take the gap. Oof. Yeah, the pull of the engine is absolutely effortless. The shift cam technology, the ride by wire, the shaft drive, it all just works beautifully, making your riding experience as easy and as agile as it can be. That burst of energy, that wonderful speed, the poise of the bike the way the bike's set so well, the low gravity of the engine. This bike is absolutely amazing. There's not much change to it, but it's still absolutely my favourite naked bike I've ridden. There are some naked bikes I've not been able to ride due to manufacturers or dealerships not really wanting to entertain my requests. So I've not ridden any Ducatis. I can't comment on Ducati. I've not ridden any of the Japanese bikes out there, the Kawasaki's, the Hondas, the Yamahas. But of the top bikes I have ridden, this one just, you know, it does everything that you would want. And yes, it's expensive, but it's not as expensive as a lot of them out there. Oof. Nothing worse than an unserviced car. Bloody bleeding all out of the exhaust. Yuck. Yeah, so, you know, I'll never get tired of riding this machine, this engine, this 1250 shift cam. You know, the tyres are good. I know people get very precious about tyres, but these Mesla tyres, they're absolutely brilliant. You know, I just think it all works so well. For me, my own personal point of view. I know some of you out there have different points of view, but, and you're welcome to them, you know, I mean, everyone likes things differently, you know. Everyone has their favourite flavour, their favourite colour, their favourite holiday destination. I'm going to tell you, when I think about going off on holiday, I want to go on my bike. I want to ride Europe on my R1250R. The 2023 version is no exception. If I had this bike, I would do exactly the same. Stick some luggage on it and off you go. Wet or dry, this bike will be your best travelling companion, really. Just an amazing machine. So much fun, and everything works in unison. Just as it should. But the lanes is where all bikes should come into their own, and this one definitely does, you know. It wants to go. But there's enough tech and enough safety, and it's all just put together so well that, you know, if you step out of line, if you make a bad decision, the bike's got your back to bring you back into line. The brakes and the special traction control and the suspension, it's just an all-round absolutely epic machine. I love the quick shifter. Brilliant, brilliant bike. So in conclusion, guys, the 2023 R1250R is much the same as the 2019 version that I own. It's just the electrics package, the electric suite, whatever you want to call it, and a slight aesthetics change with the light on the front, the seat cowl you can get for the pillion, seat to cover it, the heated seats that are now an option, which I don't think they were before, 5 level. That's about it really, but it's an awesome machine, a wonderful, wonderful bike. So if you are in the market for a naked machine and you've got this kind of money, then just do make sure you try this bike out. This thing about BMWs being an old man's bike, I don't think it's true. I don't think that it has to be true. I think it definitely gives a real option against the Super Duke, against the Monster, against the Aprilia Torno. You know, all of those bikes are amazing. wonderful bikes, but I think I would still pick this. That's my tuppence worth on the situation on that anyway. So look guys, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who has viewed this video today. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed. As I record this, I'm up to 804 subscribers, so thank you very much to each and every one of you who has subscribed. And if you're watching this video today and you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, because it helps the channel an awful lot. Once again, a big thanks to Sycamore BMW in WITHAM for allowing me out on this machine today. And of course, guys and girls, when you get out there next, please do ride safe. From me and the R1250R Sport SE, it's goodbye for now.
Okay, so I thought it'd be a good idea, seeing as I'm out on the brand new 2023 R1250R, to stand it beside my own 2019 1250R to see what the differences are. Now, as you can see now, seeing both the bikes at the same time, they're very, very similar. And I'll just spend a bit of time quickly going around both bikes individually, and essentially, you know, the bones of the bike are pretty much the same all the way around, except for when you get here to the front, where the light is different, and also this area here is slightly different also. Obviously the colour of the bike is different, but the gold forks pretty much the same. The wheels, the chassis of the bike, the mudguard, the side stand, the centre stand, everything is very, very similar. And the riding experience is almost identical, I would say, personally. So here, with the headlight here, obviously quite a different headlight. The R on this one, which you haven't got on the other one, on the new version. And then of course there's a side view of the brand new 2023 version. Still got the standard can, you've still got the Boxer engine, the Brembo brakes. The handlebar is slightly different on that one, on the new one should I say, on this one we're looking at, but the mirrors are the same, the switchgear, it's the same, the screen, it's the same, so it's a very, very similar feel. We'll just walk around my own bike and you can see that it's very, very similar indeed. Yes, I just wanted to do that for comparison, guys. And obviously my bike is much cleaner. With regards to the colour, I'm not sure, what do you think? These are both the sport incarnations of the R1250R. I'm not sure what I prefer really, but definitely, you know, the frame, the chassis, everything is pretty much the same. I like the colour, yeah. I'm not sure if I like the light more, or I like the old version more. They've got slightly different lights. You can see those lights here, they're LED, and the lights on this one also LED, but they're slightly different. So I hope this has given you a decent overview of the new bike and of the outgoing bike. It's almost like an optician's test, isn't it? Which is better, lens 1 or lens 2? Lens 1 or lens 2? Or no difference? So that's that, guys, side by side. 2019 to the left, 2023 version to the right. Take your pick.